Hey, welcome guys. Welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. My name's Emily. So we are just coming down the approaches into Clapham Junction, as you can see, in Train Sim 2020, Train Sim Classic, not bad. We are using the new GBRF pack by AH Simulations and the new HYA pack by AH Simulations. We're taking some MT wagons with us today. We're on the 6 Victor 86 train, well, the 309 Tunbridge West Yard to Acton Yard. We're currently running mega late, purely so we do this in the daytime and we actually see some of the trains. I'm just going to take the chance to do that. Yeet. Okay, that's actually on full volume. Interesting. So I'm going to pull us down to 20. Actually down to 10, really. As we approach Clapham, because we've got a crossover, I think, here. Well, okay, no, got a crossover here. This is my scenario. So, first of all, this loco we're driving, actually. You may look at this and think that blue, it looks suspiciously like DRS blue. And I've seen this exact loco when I was travelling through Kent, and I was actually at Tunbridge Yard, well, in Tunbridge Station. Having just been dropped off by my friend who's a driver at Tunbridge Yard, and this loco was heading back into there, and you could make out where all the DRS decals have been pulled off. So yes, this is a former DRS loco that's just been purchased by GB. A little 707 in the background. I'm not putting static in Clapham because there's no point. But overall, don't this look cool? Don't this look cool? I'll quickly grab a thumbnail here. So you can see we've got a 455 coming down. I've not done destinations because to be honest, I find no one actually notices them. And I've got a 378 in here as well, which we're going to be following up the West London. He has a destination because he comes with one as standard. Don't that look cool? Like I say, this livery I just really enjoy. Oh, crumbs. It's, yeah, first of all, the livery I really like, actually. But, sorry, I'm struggling to breathe. This pack itself, though, is just a reskin. But it's also not. If there's nameplates with this, there's Euro headlight variants, it's all the stuff you need in a frickin', you know, it's literally, it's the GBRF 66 pack. It's got massive requirements for it, like, you need all the 66s plus the 66 EP, which, you know, it's quite a few requirements. But overall, that's still really cool in my opinion. Just easing our way down this hill, so I just, you know, 1 in 70 is a steepish slope, so we want to make sure it don't run away from us. You can see that overall you've got randomized graffiti on these are pretty heavily graffitied vehicles at this point in their career. They're basically converted coal hoppers that have now used for stone mainly. And I've got a picture of them on this exact diagram, so. There we go, over 30 now, so I can pick some speed up. But I genuinely do not remember what that signal was. I think it'd be a proceed, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to let the train coast. I'm not going to touch anything yet. There's my AWS ramp. I'm going to preemptively brake because, yeah. Okay, it's cleared. we need repeaters or some vegetation management to be done here, because there it is, green. Inherently very difficult to sight that signal. So you can see this thing does accelerate quite fast because there's nothing, you know. These are still really light. There's no sound in these. That is being fixed by the creator. It'll be fixed by now, but I've not actually downloaded the new patch yet. But the updated version of the pack yet, basically. But I really like it. Like I say, these fill a massive hole for me in TS, because they do run quite a few little jobs that are just interesting scenarios, you know. I'll just coast it. We've got to drop down to 20. Coming off this, or going onto this bridge, sorry, and then it's 50 up to West London, all the way. I'm heading over the Thames River, as the Americans would call it, because, I don't know, they're freaking American. Of course, goes without saying, if I turn my headlamps off, taillight disappears, which is good. Which is really good. There's a crossover. I think I do have, I'm going to be playing with my presets a bit, because this feels a bit too saturated. Like, I like a saturated image, but this is a bit much, you know? Green light. There's our 50. So what we'll do, to know when to accelerate, we'll go. Use our train length counter to tell us when to accelerate. I've also redone the audio a bit, so you should get a bit better train sounds. There's just not much in the way of train noises right now. I mean, I could do this to get you guys nice and close to the engines, but you know, like I said, this delivery is really simple, but I quite enjoy it. There we go, power on, let's go. Full power it, just straight shot up here. So we basically, the train joins the West Coast Main Line here at Acton, but we just sort of loop over the top and around and down, and we're just going to get held there. Wilson Junction down southwest. Wilson Junction down, 18 wheels are rolling. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, this is 66302. I think it was 313 I saw, but no, that doesn't sound right. It was one of the 663s I saw, basically. It must be that DRS has put a lot of them up for sale. And they've gone over to GB. The thing, DRS are shrinking their freight presence quite substantially to basically 68s and 88s, which is fair enough. You know, it makes sense to reduce the size of your fleet, and to what, you know, if you don't need it, and 66s. They're not new anymore. They're not new locos, these things. You know, I always think of them as quite modern-ish, but at the same time, well, the last one was delivered... Hang on. Yikes, the last one would have been delivered in 2015, so the newest one's 10 years old. Near enough. Hang on. Yeah, so... 8 further locomotives have been updated from European operators for the 5 inputs from heavy haul power and will be transferred from Germany in April. Yeah, so they have got some Eurospec locomotives they're referred to as, which is basically they've got different headlights. They look quite cool, actually. I will go into a no, I won't actually. I won't go into a scenario edit, but they are interesting to look at. Yeah, so all 66.3s. So this is actually originally a fast line freight, 66, and it's been transferred over to DRS and then on to GB. This is the third owner for this loco. So I'm just putting a bit of a sharpish brake application on to get out 25 for the crossover, because we're being sent down the slow lines here at Olympia Cam. So yeah, DRS has got 5 left. Wow. 031, 091, 108, 122, 126. GB's got masses of them. GB's got 99-7s. So a 99, 104. Yeah, 104 locos. DB still got the most, 233. But just a lot of them are in store for DB. A lot of them are in store. Yeah, they've only got, like I say, no, that's not accurate. That's not an accurate number. So I'm looking at Wikipedia, and yeah, the number of 66s has reduced beyond what they're saying there. Same for 57s, because I know some of those. I know one of the Dash Zeros went to, got sold to West Coast, and one of them is actually parted out as well now. So a couple of them have been sold off. So yeah. But no, there's not much left at all now of DRS. Yeah, 301 through 305 left DRS for GBRF at the end of 2022. Is DRS restructured its fleet. Code for shit. We've got too many locos. Sell them quick. We thrash through Shepherd's Bush. We are doing a route learning video at some stage on this route. Hopefully we've not done any. Hopefully we're not doing it either like Monday, or we've just recently done it. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm hoping to hit 60 before I have to ease off for that 30 again, which should be absolutely fine. Just shows, like I say, even though we're going, well, actually we're heading a hill soon. But this is quite a sharp hill, and this is one that if you're loaded, they will try and give you some, run up at and clear run up, so that you don't get stuck on it. Because if you're, it's 1 in 60, which is pretty steep. And I mean, if we had these loaded on a 1 in 60 and we had to come to a stand, the local would be working overtime to get moving again. I'll just say that much. Okay, there's my 30 warning. I'm not going to make the 60, which is fine. Had we been on flat ground, we would have made that 60, but it's totally fine. There we go, 30. 25% power, just to keep us ticking over. Yeah, so that over on the right hand side is... That is one of the... No, I'm not sure where that one leads actually. Where does that one lead to? Let's have a look. No, that does lead to North Pole. That's just the other side of North Pole. So on the left hand side down there is North Pole Depot, which is where all the IETs live at the moment. Bit of thrash. I did consider putting some IETs there, like in the limit at the front of the depot, but also I was trying to keep the requirements down really low for this scenario, while still making it look interesting. And I think I've just about succeeded with that, so yeah. This is done as per working timetable. I've obviously not included AI on the Great Western, because, yikes, AI. That's all I can say to that. You can see, obviously, I might put something there, to be fair. I might just... This scenario is mainly done for Richard from Dad Rail. And I don't think he has the IET pack. Which is why I was trying to reduce it, but also I may just stick a few there, and it'll just look nice as you go past. I suppose I populated Wilston Depot, so I've sort of got to, don't I? Oh well, yeah, I'll do it. I'll stick something in there after this. God, level crossing. One of very few in London, I presume, at least. We could only freight only line, but yeah. Instead, it's obviously access to the scrap place down there, so that's why I always go blast on the horn. Because all it takes is one person not paying attention. This is, of course, Wilston Depot that we're going to roll past. I'm going to put a bit of juice on. We are actually rolling down the other side of a hill now. There, yes, I put some static in Wilston Depot just for not, just so it didn't look as empty as you roll past it. This is as close as we get to the West Coast Main Line on this. It just shows how close the Great Western and the West Coast are. A lot of the stations in central London are right on top of each other. So if you think, further sort of maybe mile or two that way is the East Coast. Another mile or two after that's the Great Eastern. Just shows how closely bunched up that the main lines get. There we go. We're pretty much on level ground now, so I put a bit of juice on. Just help us get around here. Like I say, there's no AI on the West Coast either, just for simplicity, because bluntly, you don't touch it. Yeah. I don't know. I might do something for it. We'll see. It'll be 30 seconds of AI and it would add a load of requirements to the scenario. That's why I've tried to avoid doing it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's just like a European local identity. Sorry, vehicle identity number, not loco. As this is not a locomotive, don't you know? So we're just going to stop on the marker. I shall stop up against the signal because that makes the most sense here. Yeah, I put the marker there as the end because it's a good point to end at, but at the same time we'd stop against the signal. Even though the signal actually gives us the proceed aspect, which is great. See, you wouldn't think, looking at this, that this is, right next to the West Coast Main Line. It's just, to be honest, this is part of the route that no one actually really uses. Yeah, I quite like it. It's really cool to me that we can, we've gone from a part of the route that doesn't really get used to a part of the route that doesn't really get used by part of the route that gets used a lot. And I quite like that. And we go, we're at a stand, set our reverse at the neutral, got a bit of brake on. There you go. So thank you guys for watching. I'll link to both the GBRF pack and the HYA pack in the description down below. They're pretty cool. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.